There exists within each of us an invisible force that determines everything we attract into our lives. This force operates silently, continuously shaping our reality whether we're aware of it or not. Most people live their entire lives, never understanding this fundamental truth that separates those who accumulate genuine power and wealth from those who struggle endlessly without ever breaking through. If you've ever wondered why some individuals seem to effortlessly attract opportunities while others work twice as hard for half the results, stay with me, because today, we're going to unlock the secret that changed everything for one of history's most powerful men. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because we're diving deep into territory that most people sense but never dare to discuss openly. This isn't about positive thinking or wishful dreaming. This is about understanding the actual mechanics of how your internal state creates your external circumstances. Consider this question seriously. Have you ever noticed how certain people walk into a room and immediately command attention without saying a single word? There's something about their presence that feels different, more substantial, more magnetic. They haven't announced their wealth or power, yet everyone instinctively recognizes their authority. This isn't coincidence or charisma in the traditional sense. This is the result of deliberate energy programming. John D. Rockefeller understood something that most people miss entirely. He recognized that everything material in this world, every dollar, every opportunity, every connection, is simply the physical manifestation of invisible forces at work. Before wealth appears in your bank account, it exists as a frequency in your energy field. Before power manifests in your external circumstances, it must first be cultivated in your internal landscape. This understanding completely transforms how you approach success. Instead of chasing external results, you begin by aligning your internal frequency with what you desire to attract. This isn't mystical nonsense. This is practical psychology applied at the deepest level. Think about the people you know who consistently attract good fortune. Pay attention to their energy when they speak about their goals. Notice how they carry themselves when discussing their plans. There's a quality of certainty, of inevitable success, that radiates from their entire being. This isn't arrogance or pretense. This is the natural result of someone who has programmed their energy field to match their desired reality. The first principle of energy programming involves understanding that power operates through alignment, not force. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions all point in the same direction, you become an unstoppable force. But when these elements contradict each other, your energy becomes scattered and weak. Most people sabotage themselves without realizing it. They claim they want wealth while simultaneously harboring deep beliefs about money being evil or corrupting. They say they desire power while feeling guilty about their ambition. They speak of success while internally believing they don't deserve it. This internal conflict creates energetic static that repels exactly what they're trying to attract. True power begins with radical honesty about your internal contradictions. You must identify every belief, every emotion, every thought pattern that opposes your stated desires. This requires uncomfortable self-examination, but it's absolutely essential. You cannot program new energy patterns while maintaining old ones that contradict your goals. Once you've identified these internal conflicts, the real work begins. You must consciously choose which frequency you're going to embody. This isn't about forcing positive thoughts over negative ones. This is about making a fundamental decision about who you're going to be at the energetic level. Rockefeller made this decision early in his life. He decided he would embody the energy of someone destined for extraordinary wealth and influence. This wasn't wishful thinking or fantasy. This was a conscious programming of his energetic blueprint. Every morning, he would align his thoughts, emotions, and intentions with this chosen identity. Over time, his external reality had no choice but to match his internal programming. The magnetic pattern of wealth operates according to precise principles. Money, like all forms of energy, flows toward coherence and away from chaos. When your internal state is confused, contradictory, or scattered, you repel abundance. When your internal state is clear, focused, and purposeful, you become magnetic to opportunities. This explains why some people can start with nothing and build empires, while others inherit wealth only to lose it quickly. The difference isn't intelligence, education, or even circumstances. The difference is the quality of their energetic frequency and their ability to maintain it consistently over time. Consider how you feel when you're around someone who radiates certainty about their future success. Even if they haven't achieved their goals yet, there's something about their presence that makes you believe in their inevitable triumph. This is the power of aligned energy. It's so compelling that others can't help but want to be part of their vision. Now contrast this with how you feel around someone who constantly worries about money, complains about their circumstances, or speaks from a place of scarcity and limitation. Even if they work hard and have good intentions, their energy repels the very success they're seeking. People instinctively distance themselves from this energy because it feels draining and hopeless. Your energy field is constantly broadcasting information about who you are and what you believe about your future. People pick up on this information subconsciously and respond accordingly. When you embody the frequency of inevitable success, others naturally want to help you achieve your goals. When you embody the frequency of struggle and limitation, others unconsciously contribute to maintaining those conditions. This is why changing your external circumstances requires first changing your internal frequency. You cannot attract what you are not energetically aligned with. You cannot maintain what you don't vibrationally match. This is why lottery winners often lose their fortunes quickly, and why people who build wealth slowly tend to keep it. The external money must match the internal energy pattern to be sustainable. The ritual of energetic programming must become as consistent and deliberate as any other success habit. Every single day, before the noise and chaos of daily life takes over, you must anchor yourself in your chosen frequency. This is not a casual practice or something you do when you feel like it. This is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Begin each morning by consciously connecting with the version of yourself who already possesses everything you desire. Feel how that person thinks, how they move through the world, how they make decisions. Don't just visualize this person. Become this person at the energetic level. Let their frequency flow through your body, your thoughts, your emotions. This isn't pretending or fake it until you make it. This is recognizing that the successful version of yourself already exists as a potential within you. You're simply choosing to align with that potential, rather than with your current limitations. You're programming your energy field to match your highest possibility rather than your present circumstances. The key is consistency and emotional intensity. Your energy field responds to repetition and emotional charge. When you consistently connect with your desired frequency while feeling the emotions associated with already having achieved your goals, you literally reprogram your subconscious mind and your energetic blueprint. Most people approach success backwards. They wait for external circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel successful. But energy programming requires you to generate the internal state first, regardless of external conditions. When you can maintain the frequency of success even when faced with apparent failure, you become unstoppable. Rockefeller understood that his internal state was his most valuable asset. He protected his mental and emotional energy more carefully than his money, because he knew that his energy was the source of his money. When faced with setbacks or challenges, he would immediately return to his programmed frequency, rather than allowing circumstances to dictate his internal state. This level of energetic discipline separates true leaders from followers. Anyone can feel confident when things are going well, but maintaining your chosen frequency during difficulties, that's the mark of someone who understands real power. Your ability to hold your energetic center regardless of external chaos determines your capacity for lasting success. As you develop this practice, you'll notice subtle shifts in how others respond to you. Conversations will flow differently. Opportunities will present themselves more frequently. People will begin treating you with more respect and consideration, often without any obvious reason for the change. This happens because you're broadcasting a different signal. Your energy field is now communicating strength, purpose, and inevitable success, rather than uncertainty, neediness, or desperation. People respond to this energy shift even when they can't consciously identify what's different about you. The transformation often happens gradually, then suddenly. For weeks or months, you might not see dramatic external changes, even as you consistently practice energy programming. Then, seemingly overnight, everything shifts. Doors begin opening. The right people enter your life. Resources become available. What was once difficult becomes effortless. This isn't magic, though it can feel magical. This is the natural result of aligning your energy field with your desired outcomes. When your internal frequency finally matches what you're seeking to attract, the external world has no choice but to respond accordingly. Understanding this principle changes how you approach every aspect of success. Instead of focusing solely on strategies and tactics, you begin each day by programming your energy. Instead of chasing opportunities, you become the type of person opportunities seek out. Instead of trying to convince others of your value, your energy does the convincing automatically. The shift in how others perceive and treat you will be one of the most noticeable results of consistent energy programming. People will comment that you seem different, more confident, more focused. They won't be able to explain exactly what has changed, but they'll sense that something fundamental has shifted in your presence. Some will attribute it to success or good fortune, not realizing that your external improvements are simply reflecting your internal transformation. The truth is that you've learned to embody a frequency that naturally attracts power, wealth, and influence. You've become energetically magnetic to the experiences you desire. This process requires patience and faith, because the internal shifts often happen before the external results become visible. You must trust that by consistently programming your energy field, you're setting forces in motion that will eventually manifest as tangible changes in your circumstances. The most important thing to understand is that this isn't a temporary technique or quick fix. Energy programming must become a way of life, a fundamental approach to how you show up in the world. It's not something you do for a few weeks or months and then abandon. It's a lifelong practice that continues to deepen and strengthen over time. Your energy signature becomes your calling card in the world. It's how people recognize you before you speak, how opportunities identify you in a crowd, how abundance knows where to flow. When you take conscious control of this signature through deliberate programming, you take control of your entire life experience. The wealthy and powerful understand this intuitively, even if they don't articulate it in these terms. They know that their internal state directly influences their external results. They protect their energy, cultivate their frequency, and maintain their chosen vibration with the same discipline that others apply to physical fitness or professional skills. This is why success often seems to accelerate for those who achieve it. Once they understand how to maintain a high-frequency energy state, attracting additional success becomes increasingly natural and effortless. Their energy field becomes so aligned with abundance that opportunities flow toward them continuously. But remember, this power comes with responsibility. When you learn to program your energy to attract wealth and power, you must also develop the wisdom to use these resources constructively. True success isn't just about accumulating material resources. It's about becoming the type of person who can handle significant wealth and influence while contributing positively to the world. Your energy programming should include intentions for how you'll use your success to benefit others. When your frequency includes genuine service and contribution, it becomes even more magnetic and sustainable. People are naturally drawn to those whose success feels inclusive rather than selfish. The journey of energy programming is ultimately a journey of self-mastery. You're learning to take conscious control of the most fundamental aspect of your being, your energetic frequency. This level of self-awareness and self-direction puts you in a completely different category from those who remain unconscious of these principles. As you develop this mastery, you'll find that success becomes less about external achievement and more about internal alignment. You'll measure your progress not just by bank account balances or status symbols, but by how consistently you can maintain your chosen frequency regardless of circumstances. This internal scorecard becomes increasingly important as your external success grows. The ability to remain grounded in your authentic power frequency, rather than being swayed by praise or criticism, determines whether your success will be sustainable and fulfilling. Remember that energy programming is not about manipulating others or forcing outcomes. It's about aligning yourself so completely with your desired reality that it becomes the natural path of least resistance. When you embody the energy of what you seek, the universe responds by providing it through natural channels and opportunities. Your commitment to this practice will be tested. There will be days when maintaining your programmed frequency feels impossible, when circumstances seem to demand that you return to old patterns of worry, doubt, or limitation. These are the moments that determine whether you'll join the ranks of those who truly understand power or remain among those who occasionally glimpse it but cannot sustain it. The choice is always yours. Every moment of every day, you're either reinforcing your desired frequency or allowing it to weaken. There is no neutral ground when it comes to energy programming. You're either becoming more magnetic to what you desire or less magnetic to it. Your energy signature is your destiny signature. It determines not just what you attract, but who you become in the process of attracting it. When you take responsibility for programming this signature consciously and deliberately, you take control of your entire life trajectory. The world is waiting for the unique contribution that only you can make. But that contribution can only emerge when you're operating from your highest energetic frequency. Your success isn't just about personal gain. It's about stepping into the role you're meant to play in the larger unfolding of human potential and progress. Start today. Choose your frequency. Program your energy. Become unstoppable. The moment you make this decision and begin implementing it consistently, everything changes. Your internal transformation begins immediately, and your external reality will follow as surely as day follows night. The power you seek is already within you, waiting to be activated through conscious energy programming. The wealth you desire is already seeking you, waiting for your frequency to match its own. The influence you want to wield is already available, waiting for you to embody the energy that naturally commands it. Your energy is your signature, and your destiny follows it wherever you lead. Choose to lead it toward the extraordinary life you know is possible. The time for settling is over. The time for programming your energy to attract power and money has begun.